Hi guys, today I'm going to show you everything that I made in the month of June. So June was a crazy busy month for me. Definitely the busiest month of the year. And I really thought that I wasn't going to have like any time at all to crochet because I work at an art camp during the summer. So I had art camp every weekday of the month, and then on top of that, I also had 4 markets this month. I also had a wedding to go to and a family trip to take one weekend. So it was a crazy busy month. I actually only had 2 days the entire month that I was free, that I did not have plans. So I really didn't think I was going to have much time to crochet. I made my goal for the month only 10 items because realistically I was like, there's no way I'm going to have time. But I actually ended up making a lot more than 10 items. I am actually very surprised with how much I was able to make. But I did have a friend help me finish my items. So I crocheted everything. I put the eyes in or embroidered the eyes, stuffed the item. And then my friend helped me just sew the holes closed and weave in the ends. Just because I don't like weaving in the ends and she doesn't mind it, and she knew how busy I was this month. And since I had 4 markets, I wanted to restock some of the items. Originally I was like, I'm gonna be so busy, it's just whatever I have is gonna be whatever I have. I'm not gonna have time to restock. But as the month was happening, I was like, wait, I need to make more, I have to restock. So I did end up making a lot more to restock. So this month I pretty much just made items to restock what I was selling as I sold them. So by the end of the month I was getting pretty tired of making the same items over and over. So maybe next month I'm gonna try some new patterns out because I was just kind of getting bored with the same things over and over. But anyways, I'm gonna put a picture up of each item that I made, and I'm gonna have all of the patterns linked in the description below. So if you want to check out the patterns, you can find them there. They're gonna be in the order that I showed them in the video. The first thing that I made in June was a strawberry, and I embroidered the eyes on this one. This month I really got into embroidering eyes on plushies. I tried out a new way and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then I ended up doing a lot of them this way. The second thing that I made was an axolotl, and this is a pink one. And then the third thing that I made was a baby leggy frog, and this one is a like tri-colored yarn that is different shades of green. And then the fourth thing that I made was a mini bunny. I actually had this bunny around for a while and I just needed to embroider the eyes on it, so I finally got that done. And then I have a mini chick. This chick was also sitting around for a while, and I was planning on making felt eyes for it, but I just kept putting it off and I hadn't made them. So once I realized that the embroidery wasn't as hard as I thought it was and that it looked pretty cute, then I went ahead and embroidered the eyes on this one. It looks kind of grumpy, but it's still super cute. And then I made another axolotl with the same colors as the last one. And then I made another strawberry. I was planning on putting safety eyes in this one and I just forgot to, and I'd already stuffed it, so I was like, okay, I guess I'm embroidering the eyes on this one too. And then I made a Triceratops. This one I kind of messed up on the I don't know what it's called, like the arch on the top. I kind of messed up on that. I put too many stitches in it, but it's still pretty cute. And then I made 2 Octos and I embroidered the eyes on both of these. So they're both like a blue variegated yarn. The next thing I made was a mini Octo, and I used the color that I usually use for my axolotls. I was finishing up this skein of yarn and I only had a little bit left, so I decided to use it to make a mini Octo. And then I made another axolotl. This one is a green one. I believe this is the first green one that I made. And I also embroidered the eyes onto this one. And then I made another mini bunny and embroidered the eyes onto that one as well. And then I made a pop jellyfish, which I haven't made one of these in a long time. If you saw one of my past videos, I was talking about how I was trying to decide whether I wanted to make more of them or if I wanted to just like take them off of my list and not make them anymore. And then I saw this yarn and I was like, wait a second, I think this would be really cute. And I went ahead and made it and I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. Now I want to make these more. So I changed my mind. I do want to make the popping jellyfish more. And then I made another Octo, and this is like a light blue color. It was some scrap yarn that I had left over from a large dino that I made, I believe, last month. And then I made a mini dino. I call this one a mini dino or a sitting dino. So this is like a blue variegated yarn, and then I used white for the spikes, and I embroidered the eyes on this one. And then I made a chick, and I finally got some more of this yellow yarn, so I made the chick. And then the next thing that I made was another popping jellyfish. Like I said, after I made the last one, then I was more excited about making more. So I made this one, also out of the color that I usually use for my axolotls. During this, I was on the family trip out of town, and I had brought that yarn for axolotls, and then I had already made a couple, and I was like, what do I do now? So I decided to use that yarn to make a pop jellyfish. And then I made two more Octos. One is in the fuchsia color, and the other one is like a very light variegated burlap blanket yarn. And then I made a pop mushroom. This is a blue variegated yarn. And on the back side of the mushroom, it has more of the green in it. The front just kind of turned out like all blue. But that's kind of how it is with variegated yarn. You never know how the item's going to look. Like, you can make the same item multiple times, and each one will look a little bit different because of how the yarn ends up. And then I made another Octo, and this was another fuchsia one. And then I made a pocket frog. I also, I call these a pocket frog or a round frog. I believe the pattern is called a pocket frog, but I call it the round frog because when I had it listed as pocket frog, people couldn't tell the difference between that one and like a leggy frog or a baby leggy frog. Anyways, then I made two more popping mushrooms. Both of these are with a blue variegated yarn. And then I made a mini Octo with the pink posh yarn. As usual, this color never shows up as bright in pictures as it is in person, so it looks a little dull, but it's like a super bright neon pink. And then I made another Octo. This is the one, the same color that I use for my axolotls usually. And then I made another mini chick and embroidered the eyes onto this one. And then I made another axolotl, and this is a purple one. As you can tell, because I was restocking, I was selling a lot of axolotls at my market, so I had to make quite a few more this month. And then I made another popping mushroom, and this one is a variegated kind of rainbow color yarn, and this is the Big Twist plush yarn. And then I made a Leggy Chicky, and this is a white one. If you've seen some of my market videos, I keep selling the white ones, and I keep having to make more of the white ones, even though the yellow one was the classic original color. People really like the white ones. And then I made another axolotl in the classic pink color, and I embroidered the eyes in this one. And then I made another axolotl, and this is another purple one. And then I made a corn. And if you haven't seen the corn before, this is one of my patterns that I wrote, and I do sell the pattern. It's available on Ribblr as well as a PDF on Etsy, and it will be linked in the description with all the other patterns as well. And then I made two more mini Octos. I made a purple one out of posh yarn, and I made another pink one out of the pink posh yarn. And I think I'm going to turn the pink one into a keychain. And then I made two more mini chicks. These two I actually made while I was sitting at a market. And then I made four more axolotls. So I made another classic pink one and embroidered the eyes onto that one. And then I made a blue one, and I used white for the gills and the spine. And then I did another pink one. This is with that color that I usually use for the axolotls, except I ran out of the color that I usually use for the gills on the spine, but I got a darker pink that I used for this one. And then the fourth one that I made was a green one, and I did white for the spine and the gills on this one. And then I made another chick, and then I made a pickle, and I made another corn, and then I made another chick and another mini chick, and I made these ones while I was at a market. And then I actually made 3 more axolotls. So as you can tell, I sold a lot of axolotls lately at my markets, and I've been having to make a lot more. So the first one that I made was a blue one, so I used a lighter blue for the body, and then I used a dark blue for the gills. I made another classic color, but I used white for the gills and the spine this time. And then I made another one, and this is a pink one. I used a very light pink that I had left over from a dino, I believe, and then a darker pink for the spine and the gills, but I forgot a row in the face of this one, and so the face looks really weird. I really do not like this one, but maybe someone will like it, so hopefully this one will sell. And then at this point, it was the last couple things that I made for the month. I was getting super tired of making the same things over and over. Even though I usually enjoy making those things, just making them over and over and not making anything different was getting really annoying for me. So I decided to try something new, and I actually saw this pattern. My mom sent it to me that she saw on Instagram, and it is for a bomb pop, those like 4th of July colored popsicles. So I actually made 2 of these. The first one I missed a row, but it's not that noticeable. So the second one's a little longer than the first one is, and I think they're really cute. I did use the Premier yarn for this one, and I'm not a huge fan of the Premier just because I feel like it's so fragile. Like whenever you're trying to do a magic ring, or you're trying to tie the ends, or even just like weave the ends in, and it's just shedding everywhere, I just feel like it's not very strong. I do love working with the yarn, but I'm just afraid that the plushie might fall apart. And so my original plan was to make them keychains, but I'm just worried that if I made it a keychain that it might fall apart more easily than just a plushie that someone's just gonna like set on their desk or something. If it's actually like gonna be a keychain on someone's bag, it might get ripped easier. So I'm not really sure yet if I want to make them keychains or not. I haven't decided, but I do think that they are super cute. And then the last thing that I made in June was a alligator. So I haven't made an alligator in a while, but I did sell this. I did sell my last one at one of my markets this month, so I wanted to make another one. And this one I went ahead and embroidered the eyes on it. Not sure how I feel about the embroidered eyes. I kind of like it on the alligator, but I kind of don't, so I don't know. But it looks kind of weird in the pictures because the lighting was like weird whenever I was taking the pictures. But anyways, so that is everything that I made in the month of June, and I was surprised. I was actually very surprised. I actually made 53 items. So that was much more than my goal of 10. That's like 5 times more than my goal of 10. So that's really exciting. It was a very, very busy month. It was kind of a stressful month, but I'm glad that I got this stuff done. And next month I'm thinking I might take a little bit of a break, and so I'm not making my goal super high for next month. I think I put it at 40 items. I'm not sure. Let me see. I actually put it at 50 items, which that's kind of high. But if I was able to make 53 items in June, being super busy like that, then, you know, I can make that many next month. But anyways, I'm definitely going to have more time in July to crochet, but I'm also worn out, so I'm thinking about taking a break. So I'm not super strict on crocheting a lot in the next month, but we'll see how much I can make. I want to know which one of the items I made this month is your favorite. Let me know in the comments below. And I did make a lot of axolotls, and I was trying out some new color combinations, so I want to know which color of axolotl is your favorite. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and if you want to, you can let me know in the comments how many items you made this month, or if you're going to make a goal for next month for how many items that you want to make. I'd love to see what you guys are making. So if you do have like an Instagram, you can check out my Instagram there. I do post like pretty much every day there, and I would love to check out your Instagram as well if you are a crocheter. And make sure that you are subscribed so you can see my upcoming videos, because like I said, I do have a really big 4th of July market coming up, and I will have a video about that. And you can also see what I'm gonna make next month. So thanks for watching.